Hi everyone, you might be wondering what I'm doing. I've got something in my back, and that something are those 2 tennis balls in a sock, and I'm telling you, it feels so good. This is the antidote to all the sitting, all the stress, sleepless nights, driving, even just tension sitting at the dinner table. If you put the 2 balls right in the middle of the shoulder blades, I can't tell you how, I don't want to say good, it's kind of a slightly painful good, but I can feel the muscles starting to soften as I rock back and forth along that tight band that most of us have right behind the heart. This also leads to, if this area is tight, it leads to poor posture, which can lead to low back issues, compressed or herniated discs, and all kinds of other things. So this ball rolling really helps to mobilize the stiff part of our backs, which is that middle back. And I'm going to come up and show you where it was. Along this area and then up here between the shoulder blades. That area gets so stiff, and when it gets stiff, it exacerbates more of this. And so it creates this tension, this rounding, and can make these muscles actually lock in a lengthened position, and then that will further increase the tendency to slouch. So we need to open that area up and move that part of the back, make that part of the back more mobile, and then that's the start, or that's one piece of the pie to the good posture that we need. Another class that I'm doing as a pop-up class is this band class. And so I have 5 different bands. These have different tensile stretch resistance stages. So this one's a light one, and we're going to use these to stabilize the joints, to strengthen and stretch. And one way I like to use them, and I see this in the PT clinic a lot, is we'll bring the band here above the knees, and we'll widen the feet to the outer rails, and we're going to bring the knees wide and bring them back in. Bring them wide and bring them in. So this outer hip area, called the glute med outer hip rotator line, is often weak because of all the sitting that we do. So this is a very common area that PTs will have you strengthen. I see it every time I go into the clinic. This is one of the targeted areas. So another thing you can do with this is hold the strap wide and then lift up and down. And I love how in the PT clinic I see so many yoga moves happening. I know that a lot of great PT exercises come from the ancient practice of yoga, but we need to make sure that the yoga poses and these PT practices are very well aligned and that you're doing them properly, because I see people doing things like letting their knees sag in, and then they're going up and down, and that's stressing their knee joint, right? So you need to have that press out and then that lift and maintain the press out. Okay, so those are just some of the things we're going to do with the bands. Here's another one that I like. If you put the strap or the band on the ball of the foot, and then you take a bend, and then you straighten and pull. Excuse me, plant. Okay, so you can bend, you can straighten, and then you can pull. So that's strengthening hamstring, strengthening quad, opening hamstring, and bringing the leg back to center. So you get 3 different actions in one pose. Using this band creates some resistance, right? So that's a hamstring curl. That's a So that's a hamstring curl. That's a quad strengthening, and then this is deeper stretching, or here. So dynamic, so fun, and I have dozens more of these kinds of practices coming to you. So thanks for being part of Sienna's Smith Wellness, and if you're not, You can sign up at siennasmith.com or reach out to me by email at sienna@siennasmith.com. If you can't make the specific pop-up classes, they will end up in the on-demand library, so you don't have to miss them, and you'll also have access to them as much as you want. Have a wonderful start to your new year. I know I am, and I'm happy to be sharing it with you. Take care.